Polite inquiries, Adelaide Oval. Dr. Kirkett says, could Kohli have played this innings under Dhoni? I mean, it's an amazing innings, but did he need the, captain's 100 thing happening?
I'm sure he could have played it under Dhoni, he could have played it under anyone, but it was an incredible innings. For a time there, he was playing on a different wicket. When you talk about batting in the zone, that was Kohli today. He was in the zone.
Yeah, it was almost like he was floating above all the other batsmen. It was on such an amazing thing. But I do feel like there's a part of him that likes being in charge, he likes taking control, and that's what he did. Now maybe he can do that with Dhoni in the side.
He likes leadership. You can see that. He sort of gravitated towards it really well and responded beautifully.
Angie without the R says, could today be one of the most brutal spells of umpiring in recent memory?
To be fair, I thought they got a lot of it right and wasn't an easy day to umpire, ball spinning and turning. So they got a lot of it right, they got a few wrong as well. So I'd say over the test match, they were brilliant till day 4. Probably day 5 didn't go as well as they would have liked.
Mini Dravid Rahane seems to get the worst of everything, doesn't he?
He had a terrible test match, poor fellow. He was batting beautifully on 60 and got a brute of a ball in the first innings and he got a shocker in the second innings. So he's not going to be happy.
I've purposely not mentioned any questions about DRS because I can't talk about it. Shamim says, ban Nathan Lyon. No. Nathan Lyon's a chucker, you'd agree?
Absolutely not.
No, I think though that's the joke is he's bowled so well today, you've got to get rid of him. But did you think he had a spell like that in him? I know he's bowled well against India before in India.
I mean, it was brilliant. He was brilliant. To bowl like that, the way he did the control, I thought he was getting a bit frustrated at one stage. Just around that tea break, just after the tea break.
It looked like the vein was about to
fall. He was just getting frustrated when that wicket of Murali Vijay just changed everything. You could see that, could see something click.
And then he got the luck straight after that when he did get Rahane.
That's what happens if you bowl well, if you're willing to bowl well and bowl consistently. I think it's a beautiful wicket. You want to carry that wicket he prepares that wicket, doesn't he? It's like,
I don't know if he prepared this actual wicket.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that
that would be doctoring, wouldn't it? He knows this. He knows this area well. This is a drop-in, but he knows Adelaide Oval well. He bowled well here. I think he's the last man to get Sachin out in Australia. He's bowled against India well before, but what he needed to do was bowl Australia to victory. And for a while there, it looked like he was going to just come up short. And then, I mean, it was amazing last session. 8 wickets in the last session. That was Dale Steyn without pace.
It was frantic. It was just all happening there. It was all happening at one stage. We always sensed that. Even though you went into the tea break, maybe as an Indian fan, just thinking, wow, we're in this game at the moment. But you always knew if you just lost 1 wicket, things could move very quickly in this test match, as you would expect on a wicket like that.
Well, for all Indian fans, nothing ever gets, settled until Rohit Sharma has gone out and they've got someone to blame. Nicholas says, if India had chased successfully, should Clark have been blamed for an early declaration or applauded for courage?
Well, yesterday we were saying he declared too late. A lot of the commentators and a lot of people said he should have been giving India 7 or 8 overs last evening and 360 was enough. Obviously, he knew something that we didn't. He knew Virat Kohli was going to play an unbelievable innings. But no, I guess in the end, if you win, you can just say he got it just about right. I think he wanted that cushion just to know that he was forcing the Indian batsmen to defend. But what India did really well, and both Virat Kohli and Murali Vijay, was that they attacked and they played positively and they didn't get bogged down, which kept putting the pressure back on Australia. Yeah,
I think they needed them to keep going for it all day because it wasn't other than Lyon, there wasn't much in it for the quicks. So they had to keep that little bit of pressure on them, didn't they? Mihir says, without Clark as captain, will Australia be a lot more cautious over the next 3 tests?
I think they're going to play the next 3 test matches on wickets that suit them. So the conditions in Brisbane, are going to be very, very different to this one. So I think they'll go with the standard formula in the next 3 test matches. Obviously, I think the loss of Clark, he's a very good captain, so that can make a difference. But I think the conditions will suit them a lot more, which will make it a lot easier for them in the next test match at least.
I mean, what it really does is put a massive hole in the middle of their batting lineup. I know Steve Smith's in amazing form, but Mitchell Marsh is batting at 6 at the moment. And just to take Michael Clark out of there, with 2 bad hamstrings, a bad back and whatever else, whatever other injury he gets on the way to the hospital, I mean, it really changes the way Australia bat, and that could be the thing that they have problems with.
Yeah, you always felt, even looking at this batting order with Mitchell Marsh batting at 6, that they were a bit light, and if you got a few early wickets, you could get into the Australian batting lineup. But India have got to find a way to take 20 wickets. I mean, even we're talking, this test match went close, but India didn't look like getting Australia out in either of the 2 innings. Australia had to declare, in both the innings. So,
well, India did well though. They got as many wickets as Nathan Lyon.
They did? Okay, that's well done.
Ravi says, Dravid, didn't say Rahul, that's a bit rude. Dravid. Do you think it's time for Dhoni to be a wicket-keeper batsman and let Kohli take over the Test captaincy? I knew you'd like this one.
Well, they've announced Dhoni as captain for the next 3 Test matches, so I think he should captain for the next 3 Test matches definitely. And Virat Kohli has shown that he can lead in the future.
Vishak says, how will India adjust back to Dhoni's captaincy? And after the Saha shot, no questions about Dhoni's comeback. Now, let's forget Dhoni's captaincy for a minute. I know it's a little bit more defensive, but the Saha shot was, I mean, there's no way you can look past that. Even people who hate Rohit Sharma are worried about the Saha shot.
Yeah, it was a shot under pressure of a young man. You're really feeling the pressure. I think
he looked so good right up until that
He
shot.
looked good right in both innings. He looked very good in the first innings. The way he batted, he can play spin really well. We know he's a very good player. He is a good player. So that was the disappointing thing. The fact that he, the 15 runs in that over, and he just sort of started thinking in the commentary box that he could build a partnership here with with Virat Kohli. So it was disappointing. He looked back on that with a little bit of regret.
Francis says, does Siddle play in Brisbane? Would you pick him?
I think Josh Hazelwood, from what I hear, I haven't seen him bowl, but apparently he's tall and he gets a lot of bounce, which might suit him for Brisbane. So I think Australia might want to go around that route, especially try and get a bit more bounce against the Indian batsmen.
Yeah, even when Siddle wasn't sick, he just never looked like the Siddle of a couple of years ago. And maybe he just needs a break for a little while and see if he comes back. And the last question is from Siddhant, who says, please include my question with polite inquiries. Just seeing he spelt polite inquiries wrong. Could you send it due to the word limit? Yes, we can.
Thanks, Siddhant.